All right. You're going to learn today. Shout out to my brother, 13 Signs of Astrology. We going in. Let my brother talk. Let my brother talk.
Greetings. You are now tuned into 13.
This is the younger days of 13 Signs of Astrology. This is your original Ralph Smart. You know what I'm saying? You know, they both go way back now. You know what I mean? You know, they was definitely, you know, they remind me of each other. Different styles though, but kind of look alike back in the day.
SignsAstrology.com. That's the number 13. Signs plural astrology.com. I'll be your host on this particular brief episode and segment. My name is Ramhotep L. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. I really appreciate you for watching, especially all you mothers out there. I want to send a happy Mother's Day shout out on this particular episode. We talk about metaphysics. You guys know that I teach that astrology is really the mother of metaphysics. Astrology is like the womb of metaphysics. It's where all the metaphysical principles and concepts about the holographic universe, and you got to mentally create your own reality, and the law of attraction, and the law of allowing, and all those different universal principles and laws all are based upon astrology. To understand them, you have to know about astrology. You apply them through the method of astrology, and you gain information about metaphysics from.
Now, if you're a Christian, you might want to exit the building. Unless you want to stay and learn. I hope you stay and learn. I hope, but I know y'all so fearful. The moment you hear metaphysics and astrology in the same sentence, y'all freaking out already. That's why I had to pause the video just to say that.
Astrology, so that's the mother. We call her Mother Zooticus. That's the mother. That's the womb of everything, where we all came from. Everything that's moving came from that womb in the universe, or came from that zodiac, or that dendeta. The zodiac is basically what it is. It's a portion of the sky that the planets travel around. It's called the ecliptic. And when you measure it in degrees based upon space degrees, NASA measures this area as being 15 degrees, according to the naked eye. But really, this area is a portal. What it is, that's what the zodiac is, a portal that all animal life and spirits come through. This is where your ego comes through and incarnates through this portal. So that's what it basically, when you talk about astrology being the mother of metaphysics, that's what it goes into. I mean, to understand polarity consciousness, to understand the elements aspect of astrology, to understand magic, to understand everything that we talk about in metaphysics, Egyptian deities. All of this goes back to astrology, because every Egyptian deity is linked to an astrological sign. To understand the Vedic deities and the Hindu deities, you have to understand astrology. To understand the Bhagavad Gita, you have to understand astrology. So this is why we say it's the mother of metaphysics. You really, if I was teaching my people, if I had a flock of people who were like religious adherents and students, I would teach them astrology before I even taught them how to read religious texts and books, which is what I plan on doing next. So this is why I spent a lot of time just teaching you guys astrology. A lot of topics that I talk about, you probably think that they have nothing to do with astrology, but they actually do. So this is, just paying homage to that, understanding the Tao Te Ching. All of that goes back to astrology. And the mothers and the women are so important to understand astrology. This is because astrology really is best learned from a feminine perspective. And women were actually the first teachers of astrology, believe it or not. Women understood.
And that's very interesting, because as you can see today, there's a lot of female women out here that does astrology, that does the tarot card readings and stuff like that. It's a phenomenon now. It's like saturated, with the social media, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. There's a whole gang of women out there doing that. A whole gang. It's a couple dudes doing astrology too, but it's like probably 95% women.
The message of astrology a lot more than men. Even according to when you understand Moorish history and you understand just history pre-patriarchy, you understand that the woman was always the first teacher. She was the one that taught and gave the message to men and women alike. But your mother is your first teacher. Even as a child, when you're born into the world. Men and women alike. But your mother is your first teacher.
Your mother is your first teacher, and this is the reason why it is so important, this is the reason why it is imperative for your mother to be woke. Because if your mother's a bot, then the child is in trouble. Do you understand me? If the mother is a bot, it's one thing if the dad, we don't need no bots at all. We don't need the dad or the mother to be a bot. But look, if the mother is the bot, it's even worse. It's worse. You would rather be the dad. Let the dad be the bot. And the mother don't. Because the mother, who's going to raise the child? The mom. Who has the child 99.9% of the time? The mother, right? The mother has the child 99.9% of the time. So therefore, the mother is the first teacher. Whatever that child learns and picks up is going to be from the mother. The rest is going to be from TV and everybody else. But it's going to be first from the mother. That's why, like Sarah Student Study used to always say back in the day, the mother is the messenger to the child. So you, like I said, you would rather, if you had to pick one or two, which one would be the bot? You'd rather for the dad to be the bot than the mother. You see, and this is the reason why we got all these little bad behind kids out here running around, because the mothers are the messenger to the children, to the child, and these mothers are bots. That look at the ghetto, look at the hood. It's tore up. You know what I mean? Shay and is out there with Ray and they making baby. You know what I mean? They drinking 40s and they smoking, chronic all day. Gangstalking. Ain't doing nothing, ain't learning nothing. They cuss you out for no reason. You know what I mean? They parasitic. They out there. And then the kids out here going wild, and now we got prisons. The white man got to build prisons for them. Wow, sounds like some cesspool, don't it? Sounds like some cesspool. It sounds like some type of orchestrated crime. That's what it sounds like to me. Eugenics, huh? They create the problem and then always provide the solution. Let's build more prisons and penitentiaries so we can lock these animals up. And at the end of the day, we're going to capitalize. Can I get a no-no there?
Even as a child, when you're born into this world, you learn from your mother. And for a period of time, you look up to your father. But then as time goes on, and as beings mature, this is where the man comes in and becomes the teacher. Because the man represents logic. And the man represents broadness. And representing, like, I guess you could say the man represents the forest, the woman represents the trees. There will be no forest without trees. So the woman is a zero-time reference, but yet still when you have a forest, there's a lot more to manage. So it's important that you, as women, learn astrology. A woman should know, is almost like more responsible in knowing about astrology than a man. Because if you know about astrology, and you know it thoroughly, and you become an astrologer, there's no such thing as a bad relationship once you master it, because nothing will be bad. You'll know how to extract what you need from each particular relationship and take that and move on. So nothing will be considered bad, because you'll know that everything is based on planetary transits and based on people not understanding their animal self. And that's very key. Astrology is telling you about your animal self, your cardinal nature. You can get past and you can rise above your animal self and your cardinal nature. But it takes time. It takes patience. It takes meditation. And this is when you get into the soul, the light aspect of yourself. So there's two parts to your natal chart. The parts that you like, that talks about all your good attributes, that's the light part of yourself. And the parts that you don't like, which is the animal part of yourself, which is usually what humans have a struggle with. So you have to know that you are in a beast. This body is a beast. And that's what astrology is teaching you about. So that's why they say astrology is for devil worshippers, because it's teaching you about the devilish part of yourself that you really don't like to see. See, most people, they only want to hear the good.
Right.
They don't want to hear what
I hope y'all listening, man. He dropping jewels.
they can be, the best part of what they can be. And that's good. But astrology, we come into the realm of the dark. When you come into the class of astrologer, we talk about the dark shadow part of yourself in which you are, and expose that. See, in astrology, you get exposed.
Right.
And the way astrology works is it exposes the dark aspect of yourself, and then you can appreciate the light.
And people don't like exposure. People don't like exposure. That's why you have to do shadow work about yourself. Even the Bible tells you to examine yourself. Paul said that in the book. I believe it's Ephesians. I believe it's somewhere in maybe it's Corinthians. Said that you must examine yourself. You must judge. Jesus told you to judge yourself. Judge righteously. Everybody must look in the mirror at your damn self. That's what's wrong with the world today. Everybody too busy pointing fingers and looking at everybody else. You need to look at your damn self, because we all got problems. Everybody got problems. Ain't no one man above the crew. You know that shh.
See, you can only appreciate the light if you've lived in dark for a period of time. Then you appreciate the light. Just like you only appreciate freedom if you've been enslaved. You know, you only appreciate being an entrepreneur if you've been a slave on a job. And that's what will keep you going. So astrology teaches you the balance. Now there.
And what would the 50 Cent say? He said, death got to be easy because life is hard. You know what I'm saying? He said, joy wouldn't feel so special if it wasn't for pain. You know what I mean? So we talking polarities here. And like he mentioned earlier about polarities. Like Bobby Hemming always spoke about polarities. That's what this life is all about. Like this life is all about polarities. It's always two sides to the coin.
There are some schools where they're meant to uplift. Like if you go to church, that's meant to uplift. And they don't really focus on the negative part. They say Jesus died for your sins and forgave you. So let's focus on the joyous aspect of yourself and the good aspect of your nature. But in astrology, it's much more intricate than that. We focus on the dark aspects and help you meet your light body, meet your light self, what you overcome, the carnal, animalistic nature of yourself that you're ignorant of. You're not dark. You're not evil. Evil represents ignorance. Nobody's evil. Deceptive would be a better term. Evil is just ignorance. It's a veil. You're not dark. You're not evil. Evil represents ignorance. Nobody's evil. Deceptive.
I heard one dude say he said what is the greatest sin? Blasphemy, right? And the guy said no, ignorance. He said ignorance is the greatest sin. I said you ain't never lied, because even the Bible tells you that my people shall perish from a lack of knowledge. So ignorance is the major sin.
Not animalistic nature of yourself that you're ignorant of. You're not dark. You're not evil. Evil represents ignorance. Nobody's evil. Deceptive would be a better term, but evil is just ignorance. It's a veil, like I always say, that needs to be lifted. You won't be evil anymore. Now, being deceptive, that's something that you become once you gain a knowledge of yourself, and you become a deceiver and things of that nature. So that's why they say Satan is a deceiver. It's quite to another subject. So astrology is deep. To understand all of these principles, to understand economics, to understand any topic, you have to visit astrology. And you have to come from the feminine light, from the feminine aspect, from the feminine principle. What that means is that you can't get into astrology trying to make stuff happen and make it work. Astrology teaches you how to allow things to work, how to allow things to work into your favor, not how to make things happen into your favor. So a lot of times people say, well, I want to make this right, can I make this ritual work? But astrology teaches you the best, precise way to allow something to work. It teaches you the time, the place, the season.
And this is very important, y'all, because this is the reason why the beast does these rituals at certain planetary times. Like when they have these awards, like for example, when they had that Olympics that everybody was talking about. They study astrology. They know if it's a full moon. They know the planetary charts. They know everything. They study this. They study astrology to the T. Okay. They know everything all about the star moons and the solar system and everything, all the alignments. And this is the reason why they do certain rituals at that time, so it can work. Because you ride off the energies of the planet.
Qualities, the attributes, the elements, it gives you everything that you need to allow something to happen, though. That's the funny part about it. So it's feminine. It's not masculine. That's why a lot of people knock astrology in this world. They say that it's spacey, it's spooky, because the world teaches you to make things happen, go out. Everything in your life is based upon how things happen to you. You react. It makes you reactionary. What astrology makes you become the causer by allowing. You cause things to happen by allowing things to go one way. I'll give you an example and then I'll shut this video down. You know that it's a good time to start a business because you've been into astrology and you know that during this certain times when the sun is in earth signs, it's a good time to start a business. And you know that you wanted to start that landscaping business. And you know it's that time now to do it. See, astrology, you allow it to happen because now you go out allowing the abundance to come. And you go out and you start your business during the right time and allow your spirit to guide you because you know this is the right time to do it. Because you allow these things to happen. Basically what it is that you put yourself into a passive scenario by studying information, learning when to do something, so when the time comes, now you can allow these things to work into your favor based upon that season and that time. So you just show up. It's almost like all you got to do to change your life is knock on this door. Once you knock on this door, they're going to open it, and all these good things are going to come to you. The only thing you got to do is to allow yourself to knock on that door. And once you knock on that door, everything good is going to happen for you because you know you're doing this in the right time and the right season. This is being passive. This is learning how to do things in a certain flow. So being passive isn't just, when you say allowing things to happen, doesn't mean sit there and do nothing. Allowing things means that you're passive within a certain flow. So you allow things to go the way they're going to go based on being in a certain time and in a certain current. But sometimes
and this is all true because when you like I said, when you study moon phases and stuff like that, there's a certain time to do your rituals, and witches do rituals, or they do ceremonies on the waning moon. You got waning, you got waxing moon, you got full moon. You know what I'm saying? So you got half a moon. You got, you know what I'm saying, all these different phases of the moon. So these are different phases when you do different types of rituals or whatever. But the things that y'all consider to be like devil worship and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, it's just all rituals. You know what I'm saying? See, you don't understand the world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? This world is based upon what you consider or you consider to be devil worship or whatever. You're just scared of it because you're ignorant, you know what I'm saying? But once you tap into the knowledge and put the fear behind you, because God has not given you the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind, and then you'll be able to tap into this, and you'll realize, oh man, ain't nothing to be afraid of after all. You know what I mean? I'm just some Scooby-Doo, sucker, you know what I'm saying, that they fool me. You know what I mean?
you have to switch. So this is why when you study the Tao, you study the yin and the yang principle. So sometimes you have to physically go out and switch and go into another mode of perspective, and then once you switch, you get adjusted, and then you allow things to happen in that mode and in that perspective. So that's the philosophy that astrology teaches us. That's how it works. There's a lot more.
That is the philosophy. You heard the man.
Teach and educate you guys on. I just wanted to drop a few brief jewels and really just wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. All the women that are watching my channel. I know you have children. A lot of you watch my channel faithfully. You support me, and it's our duty. It's 13signastrology.com and wish you a happy Mother's Day.
All right. Anybody that if you have any information, if you heard anything from 13 signs, post it down below. I will be posting more information from this brother. He has a lot of material. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know, all you got to do is holler at my man right here. Holler back, y'all. Keep your heads up. DB Gangstalking Simulation, 13 Signs of Astrology. We dropping this information down for the ones that want it. When the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. When the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. Holla Bizat. We out.